half, all his runs was just body blows. Got to soften you up. Bop, bop, bop. First play, second half. Boom. Let's take this one to the house. Second to last, last drive of the day. Boom. Let's take this one to the house.
Let's close this out.
Let's close this one out. He a bad man. Listen. If that's Here's the thing. I look at the Packers' losses, right? The Packers have losses against Detroit and Minnesota and Philly. It's crazy.
The top tier. Yo, what Minnesota is doing is insane. It's very Case Keenum-ish.
They just finding ways to win games.
It's very Case Keenum-ish.
Minnesota and Kansas City doing the same thing, just in different uniforms.
Yes, that is an excellent. And one has Patrick Mahomes. Like that game against Carolina Sunday. What are we doing? Bryce Young looks competent.
Man, yeah, it had Carolina fans thinking, hey, we still got a number 1 overall pick.
Is there a chance?
You was in the chat? No. Hey, let me tell y'all something. A year ago, the Green Bay Packers gave Bryce Young one of his better performances of the year. I promise you, it's not saying much.
I'm just saying, Sunday he looked competent for the first time in a long time, and I'm happy Panther fans got to have fun even though they lost.
I mean, they know they smash. They know they smash. Let's talk about how, again, when I look at the losses on the Packers, a winnable game versus Minnesota, a winnable game versus Detroit, and a very winnable game against Philly. The margin of error against the best teams in the conference are just very slim. Because I can probably go back to each game and say, like, this is where we lost the game. Like, oh, it's whatever.
Well, there are only 4. Like, I think there are only like 4 real contenders in the NFC, right? Like 3 teams in the NFC North, and then the Eagles. Like, is there any other team, like, barring another collapse, the Eagles have the 2 seed at worst? Because the other division champs aren't going to catch them. The other division champs are like 6-4, 7-3. Like, they're at least 2 losses behind the Eagles.
Listen, man, you don't know what's going to go on in the South.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Eagles, the floor is the 2 seed.
As I've watched all 4 teams in the NFC South play, Tampa Bay is by far the best team in that division. They just went through a stretch where they just could not win games because other teams were just they were just losing shootouts. They were like straight up just losing shootouts. But the Bucs are the best team in that division. Yeah, they got swept by the Falcons, but yo, if you watch the Falcons are fool's gold, man. Fool's gold.
Oh, 100%. I thought they'd win. They had a chance to pull away while Mike Evans and Chris Godwin were out. They did not, and now the NFC South is a dogfight.
Sam says not only is our team here, referring to himself, but the Saints are going on a run. Talk to me. What do you think the state of the NFL, particularly the NFC South, would be if the Saints came back and won the NFC North? We can start there in our NFL talk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 166 of Speak On It. You already know. When you see this nonce fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother, Low Steve Mix. Here every Tuesday, per usual, joined by the smoothest bald head on the East Coast, Mr. Danny Ocean. How are we doing real quick?
We're doing great. It's Thanksgiving week. I started my turkey prep tonight. Very fun time of the year for me. Life is good.
We're making Cornish hens. It's just me and Sydney, so we just making Cornish hens.
Oh, hi. We can talk about this at the end. How you going? Who's making the Cornish hen and how are they making it? Just roasting it?
I think my baby gonna make it.
Okay.
Listen. Yeah. I made a Cornish hens last year. Not bad.
So does each person get a hen, or does you split one?
Yeah, each person get a hen.
Okay.
We got some mac and cheese, collard greens.
Oh, store bought or homemade?
Listen. Wait, which one? Everything homemade. What you talking about? We making it. I'm just.
Who making the collards?
Not me. Last year, 2 years ago, I learned my lesson trying to make collard greens.
Hold on now. Did she get the neck bone? Did she get the neck bones, the turkey neck bones?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
Oh, hold on now.
Wait, hold on for. That is. Listen, I saw it in the cart too.
She might be on it.
Listen, we got
take a picture of them greens and send it to me on. I know them greens that's gonna be the best part.
I think the mac and cheese is gonna be good. I'm calling it right now. I feel like on Thanksgiving Day, one of us is gonna say we should get some cornbread. Got to roll back up to the store, get some cornbread. Gotta get the cornbread.
Okay.
Gotta get the cornbread. Kyle, how we doing, my good brother?
What's up, Kyle?
Bam, how we doing? We're gonna get to a little bit of fantasy talk. Starting off with a little bit of NFL talk. So, what was our prompt? So, imagine
If the Saints went on a run and won
if the
the
Saints went on a run and won the NFC South. I'm going to be honest with you. First off, I feel like real Saints fans would be upset about that.
they should be.
Like you had all year to win games. You waited to the very end when we're out of it. Now, not only are we out of it,
Yo, get this mug out of here.
Now, hold on. Is that not one of the craziest lies that we have ever let someone get off? Washing greens in the tub?
For those on the audio adventure, Bam says, "Does she wash the greens in the tub like Kamala?" That is in reference to the Jesus, man.
And who told her that we wash greens in bathtubs?
It wasn't that side of the family. It was the other side.
You had to be, because the other side would have been like, girl, who's
in the tub?
And listen, I just feel like black mothers everywhere would have started that sentence with, "Not in my bathtub, you not."
Not in my bathtub, you not.
Listen, we're gonna get into that fantasy talk, but essentially, we'll get there. Yeah, I feel like a real Saints fan would be upset if the Saints go on a run this late in the season, because it's like, yo, let's put ourselves in a position for Quinn Ewers. Put ourselves in a position for maybe Shedeur Sanders.
Even Carson Beck. Like, I think they'd settle for Carson Beck right now.
Maybe. But, like, the last thing the Saints want to do is be stuck somewhere like 14, 15, 16, 17. Because it's like, yo, dog, what am I doing? You're not going to the playoffs, but you're not good enough to get a Caleb Williams. The Saints 1 year just got to stink up the joint, get that pick, and then guaranteed they'll be right back in the playoff hunt. It's a good team. They're just not good team.
So right now they have the 9th overall pick. They've won 2 in a row. Buddy, y'all are missing the memo.
Hey, y'all see the Patriots and you seen the New York Giants. Yo, Roger Goodell, I need you to investigate what's going on in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Please.
Because what I saw versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was pathetic.
Disgusting.
Like, come on, talk to me, Eagles fan. Talk to me as someone like that was bad.
The grossest football I have ever seen in that dump of a stadium, and there have been some nasty games in that stadium. There have been some nasty games in that from the Jets and the Giants, and that might have been the worst one ever.
I feel like MetLife is trying to get out of their deal with both the Jets and the Giants on this one. If I'm MetLife,
you don't want your name.
Yeah,
you don't want your name associated with that.
Like this
with
is
incompetence.
Like, and this isn't just like a one. Like both teams in New York are being ran putridly.
And it's going to be like that for a while. Like, there is no hope. I feel so bad for Brian Daboll. We talked this for like
he don't know what he's doing.
He and Jaden Daniels seem to really like each other. And the Commanders were like, kiss my ass.
Yo, we will never, ever in our lives see a Hard Knocks off season ever again.
No, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
You know, because if you think about it, the bad teams don't want to be scrutinized like the Giants are currently, and the good teams don't want to give away their secrets to how they maintain a well-organized franchise. Never.
But you know what? I would pay good money to watch the 49ers all season this year, because that Brock Purdy conversation is going to give us content for the rest of our lives. Like, or that,
maybe gotta do it. Like, I feel like all right because I feel like they have a formula for who does the training camp one, and I
Yeah,
feel like they have a formula now maybe for who does the end season one. I do like doing the divisions in season. I think that's better than following a team. I like the
yeah,
divisions,
I
and
like
I'll
that too.
start and I'll start watching that new Hard Knocks soon. But for the off season, I feel like you have to take a middle of the pack team. Like it can't be a good team,
Yeah,
can't be the Chiefs, and it can. We should never see a team who has to pick in the top 5 go through the offseason again. That was absolutely disgusting.
yeah. Like it's got to be like who
That
was
insurance owner came in and said, "Yo, guys, I'm gonna lose sleep if Saquon goes to the Eagles." And that fucking GM looked him in the eyes and said, "Yeah, no, I think Philly's out of it." Lion ass white man lied to his face.
lied to his face. Howie was texting him like, "You sure?" Listen, man, I'll say like whoever's fighting for that wild card slot, like the first team out who misses the playoffs in the wild card slot, you are the off season because that's right about middle of the pack
Yeah, or the first team out of the playoffs,
or the first team out.
or maybe you do two. You do one from each conference. Wild card team that got in, team that just missed it on the other side. Boom.
Boom.
That's all you need.
Because they're going to be focused on winning.
Yeah, improving the like. Yo, I think I might go back and rewatch it. Like you can go back and rewatch it and say, "Yo, y'all came into the season saying you were going to address X, Y, and Z, and you didn't do none of that.
And none of it.
They spent that show talking about we can't pay the Saquon and this, that, and third because we need to get Brian Burns, we need to build up the offensive line for Daniel Jones just to release Daniel Jones. So everything, so basically, if you follow that, now you understand why Brian Daboll was in there saying, "Yo, guys, Jaden Daniels is right here.
We got to make it happen." You wouldn't have made it happen because of the Commanders, but still, who is that in that clip? There's a black guy in there, and I think he's kind of like, Are we sure we want to do this?"
He was he might have been like the assistant GM or something.
Yeah, and he was like,
he was kind of the heavier set black dude, right?
Yeah, and he was because they were like, "How are we going to rebuild this offense? It's going to be Daniel, and we're not paying him $40 million to hand off to a $10 million running back." And my man was like, "We not."
Listen, I want everyone to know right now. Do you know which QB in the league makes the most on a per year average?
Josh Allen.
I thought it was Jordan Love. Either way, they up there.
Oh, you were asking. I thought you had it in front of you, Kyle. Who makes the most per average?
I think it's
Jordan. Love. I think he's the last one that got paid. Is Jordan.
If that's the case, I want y'all to think about what Jordan Love's current role is right now. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they paying him damn near $50 million to hand that ball off to Josh Jacobs.
Exactly.
And you better hand it. And you better hand that motherfucker off too.
Same with Jalen. Jalen, you getting $40 million a year. Turn around, hand that bitch off.
Like, don't play. Listen, because it sounds cool to pay your QB, the gunslinging QB, all this money. Throw it down here, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp. Throw it down the field. Then when it get cold and the interceptions start coming in, you know what you just want? Please hand the football off. 3rd and 1, we don't need for you to go through a 3-read option.
Nope. Turn around.
Hand it off.
And there's something to be said because short yardage in the NFL, it seems like outside of Philadelphia, no one can figure it out. What you do?
Well, the Ravens can. The Ravens finally can. The Ravens finally said, "Yo, dog, Lamar, just
turn around and hand it off." Oh, it's Dakota.
Oh yeah, because he did. It was
he did. Yeah. Thank you, Kyle.
Well, that's an even better one because Dakota didn't have a run game. They said, "You gonna throw that bitch, boy."
That's it. You throwing that joint 40 times a game.
And you know what happened to him? That brother didn't have a running game, was running for his life, and tore his hamstring. That's honestly crazy when you think about it, that the team that used to, like, remember when the Cowboys used to bully people with the offensive line to run game?
In Zeke's rookie and his second and his third year, that was that Dak. Hand that joint off.
And that's all you need to do.
And that's all you need to do.
Listen, I'm watching the Eagles. I'm just saying, yo, dog, I mean, I just feel like at what point I feel like Jalen's stealing so many touchdowns. I'd be like, yo, Saquon, you got to advocate for yourself more.
Well, Saquon's made it up the past couple of weeks. He's had, I think, the past 2 or 3 games, 2 touchdowns in each game.
Yeah, no, he got to get it back. Look, his agent probably went to Nick Sirianni and said, "Yo, you are fucking up his stats and subsequently fucking up his money."
And Nick said, "I know."
Yeah, I know, right? He's probably like, "Yo, will you hand it off?" I feel like at some point, Jalen. Listen, all I'm gonna say, I don't want to hear nothing about a 2020 Jalen Hurts season, nor do I want to hear about Jalen Hurts all-time NFL QB rushing touchdowns, because you're gonna piss off a lot of people with that bullshit conversation.
Funny. It's so funny.
Y'all think Jalen Hurts can be considered one of the greatest rushing quarterbacks of all time? I mean, the numbers suggest it. Look at the touchdowns. Yeah. What a way to piss somebody off. What a way to piss somebody off.
I love it. Here's that Saquon has learned in the past couple of weeks: do not get tackled at the one. He'll blow his knee out before he get tackled at the one ever again.
Yeah, because you know Nick gonna be on that bullshit.
When the tush push is a guarantee.
It will be banned in probably the next 3 or 4 years.
Everybody keeps saying it.
It will be because listen, y'all really. Nah, I'm not gonna say y'all the only ones who run it. Y'all the best ones that run it.
Yeah, if everyone else could do it, it wouldn't be a problem.
First, it's gonna be someone who accidentally gets hurt, and it's gonna be like, nah.
It's gonna have to be something severe.
Yeah, it's got to be something severe. They're gonna say, no, we can't do this no more. Hopefully, I feel like it's gonna be that first career-ending injury because like a neck or something like that.
That's what I'm thinking, because all those big boys underneath just banging heads, paws. Like that's
Roger Goodell gonna come in and say, "Hey, Nick,
hey, buddy, too many concussions, or someone has a broken neck. That's enough."
And then Nick's gonna say, "Well, that was just a freak accident." And then Roger's gonna be like, "Listen, I can make public these comments you just said, and you don't want to go through that public relations nightmare."
He gonna say, "Nick, shut up."
Yeah, you can argue with me on this, or I can put the fact that you're arguing with me on this out to the public, and then really say you want to deal.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, we're gonna talk later about public perceptions and things people do with their time and their energy, because we got to start talking about the bitchassery that's going on out here. What happened to hip hop?
What happened to the game I love?
What happened to the game I love? Yo, somebody drop a record on your head. That's one of them records.
He is no longer Drake. He is Aubrey.
First thing he did was say, yo, something's not right here. So what he was saying was that Spotify was working with UMG. And that Spotify was essentially giving a 30% discounted rate to other platforms to market Not Like Us algorithmically. He basically does not believe that the song was as popular as it was. And because the song ultimately did what it did, it resulted in him losing money. That was yesterday. Then he came back today and also said, yo, I'm going to also sue because there's some defamation of character in here as well, which I'm going to let y'all know right now, defamation of character as a famous person is very hard to prove.
Yes.
When you are a famous person, the law basically kind of says, yo, you got all this money, shut the fuck up. That's basically what they're trying to tell you. Like, it has to be super severe in terms of defamation of character.
And here's the thing. If one man comes out and calls you and your people pedophiles, and your response is a lawsuit,
basically saying, yo, the game, I couldn't have lost like this. Like, he's not really as popular as y'all making it seem. I just think, I think he really severely underestimated how popular, one, Kendrick Lamar is, and two, his ability to make a song that.
And you know it's gonna hit like a shotgun blast in the courtroom when they was like, no collusion.
No collusion. This was all legal. Matter of fact, they were downplaying it.
He beat your ass.
Yeah, like listen, sometimes we have to learn to take that L in peace.
That's it.
Quiet. Aubrey, this is one of those.
Because he could have recovered. Like, there's a world where he recovers from this and he continues to have a successful music career. Now you can't. Like, this is
I
you
think
were on.
I think he wins. I think he loses no matter what happens. Let's say if this thing goes to trial and he wins. Now listen, I'm trying not to make this sound racy, but in the black community, once you put that case on once your name and lawsuit is attached in the same sentence, people are gonna say you snitching or you going to the feds.
Like, once you start tattletaling to the police on something like this, yeah, that's a wrap. Like, you're done.
Then on top of that, everybody in the black community saw what happened. They saw you yell out.
You.
We remember you yelling out, drop, drop, drop. Then we remember you telling everyone that you fed him the information. Let's go back to that. So you fed him information that you would then use to sue him? Or you fed him information that he would then use to make a song that you didn't think would get as popular as it did. So then that song, your label worked with the distribution platforms to promote a song that you helped feed him the information to. Correct. I need somebody to help this make sense. Now, there are people saying, well, he's not suing. He is asked, is a petition to get the information. He's basically trying to get the information to sue.
What does it prove? What does it prove?
Man,
he lost, man.
Listen, he lost. You know who else lost? The Chargers last night in the Har Bowl in LA. Speaking of LA legends, thoughts on the Har Bowl? The Ravens. I mean, listen, the Ravens, they played a physical game. I think they won 30-16.
Yeah,
over Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. What are your thoughts after the Monday night fiasco?
I think the Chargers are feisty. Like, I think the Chargers are a year away. Not even a year away from being a year away. Like, this is the Jim Harbaugh effect. Next year, the Chargers are going to be top of the AFC for a couple years, and then they're going to Jim's going to leave because they're getting on his nerves. It's this, and I hate to be this guy because I don't like this guy, but I think there's something to it. Like, Nick Wright talked about how Lamar is great against everyone except the Steelers, the Chiefs, and then the playoffs, and everything that happens reigns true. Like, for Lamar, it's about the playoffs, man. Like, Lamar, he might win his third MVP. He's definitely in the conversation. We've seen this story before. For Lamar, it's the playoffs, man. Like, last year, you got to the AFC title game. Like, that's it for Lamar. Like, he's done everything in the regular season. And this isn't to, like, throw shade at Lamar. He's great. He's on the verge of being a Hall of Famer. Like, Lamar Jackson's amazing. But beating the Chargers on Monday night, okay.
Damn, that's where we're at with Lamar.
I mean, do you have any other thoughts on it? For me, it's like, yeah, we've seen Lamar beat up teams before that he's supposed to beat up.
Some may say that Lamar is top 5 QB, maybe ever.
I don't know about ever, but I'll say in the NFL right now, yeah. I don't know about ever.
I'm talking about talent-wise, not just pure talent. Maybe not. Maybe let's not talk about results. Just pure talent at the position. How many are better?
Talent-wise, oh man, I'll throw in I think Dan Marino is the most talented quarterback ever.
Okay.
Steve, I would definitely say Michael Vick. Like, if Michael Vick had the two.
See, here's where you lose me, because I would already say Lamar is better than Mike. And you know where I went to school, and you know how we feel about him.
See, and this is nostalgia because I love Michael Vick.
Because what does Mike Vick do better than Lamar Jackson?
He's a better deep ball thrower than Lamar. Like, Mike Vick's accuracy on the deep ball, goodness gracious. Good Lord.
I don't know, man. Lamar's got a pretty good deep.
He does, but there's something about the way Michael Vick throws.
He's faster. I don't even know about that.
I don't know if he's fast. I think Lamar's quicker, like laterally, than Michael, but straight line speed, ain't nobody catching Vick.
Brother, you be watching the games? Don't many people be catching Lamar in the open field?
Still be getting caught.
Ask Dallas.
Vick does not get caught.
Both the Bosa brothers. They have both, and Chase Hendrickson. I seen Lamar stiff arm Chase. What's his name? Chase Hendrickson, whatever, Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals into the ground and throw a touchdown pass seconds later. Stop playing with Lamar.
So Kyle agrees with you that Lamar is better than Vic. Okay, so for me, Dan Marino, Patrick Mahomes. I think Dan Marino has the most. I wish I was allowed to see Dan Marino play. Let's see.
See, I put Aaron Rodgers in there.
I'll put Aaron Rodgers in there. So that's 3. I'm just trying to be very thoughtful when I say stuff because, I also just don't want to listen to a bunch of white guys because they won. Tom, duh. No, Tom's not more talented. Tom's just better overall. So, okay. We're just talking about raw talent, right? Okay, yeah. Dan, Patrick. I'm still going to throw Vic in there. Like, raw talent. Would you put Randall Cunningham in that conversation?
Behind Cam Newton, yeah.
Cam Newton. There's Dante Culpepper.
And I'm telling you, I think Lamar is better than everyone, but everyone before Patty.
Steve Young too, right? Like Steve Young kind of he was the first running quarterback.
And Steve,
not really, because Randall
was Young there. Probably went to sleep dreaming about doing things Lamar.
That's true. What about Joe Montana? I know you're talking about like raw talent and athleticism. I'm trying to combine all this in some sort of weird matrix.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. There have never been many NFL games where Lamar Jackson is not the best player on the field when he's on the field.
Yeah, but if you're going by that metric, then Tom Brady's in this conversation, and we both know
wise, like on the field when he's on the field.
Okay,
Lamar Jackson,
so raw athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, Otto Graham, Frank. What's the guy who played for the Vikings in the '80s? The purple people eaters. It's like Frank Tarkenton.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
listen. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to our legends that came before us in this game. But think about some of these names that we say in here.
So, all right. For me, Dan Marino, Patrick Mahomes. I'm throwing Michael Vick in there. I'm throwing Randall Cunningham in there. Cam Newton. Yeah, so I mean, you can Lamar could flirt with top 5 most athletic. I see what you're saying.
We talked about Saquon Barkley. Let me ask you something. Is this the year a non-QB wins the MVP?
Saquon.
Because I think if it's a QB, it's more than likely Jared Goff or Josh Allen. But if it's not a QB, I mean, just like the Heisman race, I think it could be Saquon. I think it could be Derrick Henry. I mean, there's probably some defensive linemen out here. Josh Jacobs should probably get a vote or two.
Because right now Saquon is at this point, because last running back to win was Adrian Peterson, I want to say in 2012. At this point in the season, Saquon has more rushing yards than Adrian Peterson did that year. And he is on pace to break the NFL record. Now, granted, there's one more game compared to when Adrian Peterson played, so there's something to that.
But if he breaks in 16, then what?
Then what, right? And I don't know, because especially now that the Eagles' schedule is getting a little bit easier, I have a feeling they're going to start pulling back on the Saquon carry, because right now he's getting 25 carries a game. Can't do that for 17 games and expect him to be fresh in the playoffs. So like they play the Panthers in a couple weeks. They play the Commanders again. They play the Giants. They play the Cowboys. And I guess the strategy is going to be like, if we can get him out at the end of the third quarter, great. So I wonder if those numbers dip. Now it's like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Saquon, like, and Derrick Henry. Like those are your 4 MVP candidates.
That sounds like y'all going to get to one of these trap games and take your foot way too much off.
Yeah, the Jaguars game. That was supposed to be the Jags game, right? Hopefully you're blowing the Jags out. You can take them out in the fourth quarter, and now you're fighting for your life, waiting for Jacoby Dean to intercept Trevor Lawrence at the goal line. So I'm just saying, like, in a perfect world.
Listen, in the NFL, it is hard to win. No one ever wants. People just act like you're just supposed to win. Yes, but it's hard. These are still professional football players, yo. I was fully expecting the Packers on Sunday to play I was fully expecting them to win. Now, I thought it was going to be a 3-point win. Did not know. Did not know. My man was going to just whoop, 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 whoop.
Dog. Josh Jacobs. But that's why you go get him though, right? It's cold outside.
They told the world, don't pay running backs. The position is devalued. And the Eagles, the Packers, and the Ravens said, watch this.
Watch this. It's amazing how good a quarterback can look if they have a competent run game. Crazy how that works.
It's looking like, listen, I know Jalen Hurts is somewhere just happy because the world don't have to see all them damn interceptions.
Can we take a second to piss on the 49ers grave? Because this is it for this iteration of the 49ers.
They said they still got a chance though.
Who?
They said the Niners still at it. They still got a chance.
Let us take this moment to piss on this version of the 49ers. Still no Super Bowls. God is amazing. I hate them. I hate that team. I hate that franchise. I am praying for their downfall, and the downfall has happened.
So I'm in a group chat with Bam since I'm in another fantasy league with Bam. And
oh yeah, that's right.
I was basically bigging up their take about Lamar Jackson, and Bam went to the chat to make sure it was known.
Oh, about Lamar being top 5 athletic wise?
No, and I said, yeah, I was with you. That's why.
I could pure athleticism, yeah. You've
now you know Bam well, right?
I do. I've known Bam his entire life.
So if you were in a rap battle with Bam and you said something mean, would he go and tell?
No, he would not.
Had to make sure. Bam, had to make sure you pass the test.
See, he is a rather portly man. He is very strong. He might get you by the back of your neck and just squeeze and be like, "What did you say?"
Why you ain't try to beat his ass?
I did when I was bigger than him. I tried.
I said Drake, not you. You got me thinking, Drake. Why you ain't try to beat his ass? I guess you listen. Drake like 6'2", 6'3". Kendrick my height. Well, if you don't go find this,
here's the thing about Kendrick. Kendrick don't fight.
Well, here's the thing. He from LA and he do jail push-ups.
He don't fight. And he's surrounded by people that don't fight.
Are you fighting someone who do jail push-ups?
No.
You know which ones I'm talking about.
Yes.
Hands like this on concrete push-ups.
You don't, not full extension. It's just like little bicep curl. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Chest not touching the ground. We just
I feel like growing up, my father once told me, yo, listen, we men and we hold our own, but there's some brothers you just got to know, you got to watch out for.
That's right.
He said, if you see him doing these type of push-ups, they probably did some time. Tread carefully.
Smart man.
Just tread carefully. He said, I ain't raising no bitch, but just tread carefully.
Just think.
Yeah.
Just think. That's all my dad said. Just think.
It's but hey, all right. You can tell when somebody just got out. Listen, if I'm out and about and I see someone who I think recently just got out, I promise you, I'm way more than respectful. Yep. Beyond respectful.
Glad you're home, homie.
I couldn't get rolling down, huh, brother?
Keep your head up. Bam, I didn't mean portly in a disrespectful way. I meant portly and like you were very strong. You're a firefighter. You should be in better shape than me. Yeah, I don't save people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah. And you better save them all too. Even the whites. He said last time he was afraid of you was in the 3rd grade.
Yeah, he was big. Like one day he was smaller than me, and then the next day he wasn't.
Since we talking about games that also didn't make sense, let me tell you. So Sunday, I'm watching NFL Red Zone, the early slate. My favorite time is watching the early slates because that's when most of my fantasy points. And they keep showing this Cowboys and Commanders game, and most of this game stinks. Like every time I check in, it's this game. It's nothing important. And then we get to the 4th quarter, ladies and gentlemen. When I tell you that 4th quarter, better yet, that last 3 minutes of that Commanders and Cowboys game was some of the worst football I had ever seen in my fucking life.
Ever.
I mean, Listen, yo, dog. A team is up 6. A team is up 6, and if they score a touchdown and an extra point, they take the lead. So what does that tell you defensively? Let's play zone. Let's keep everything in front of us and make them drive the length of the field. What? Yo, they gave up a simple out route.
Dog, we'll talk about this in later. That Terry McLaurin touchdown broke me in fantasy. That touchdown was the difference.
listen. For 55 minutes, Terry McLaurin didn't do a damn thing in his
He had 2 points, and I was like, I bet. And then it was 27, and I said, mother.
And I'm watching the play live. I'm like, all right, little Terry McLaurin outright, like, oh, all right, y'all better tackle him. No way. Now I'm like, no, get the hell out of here. So then he scored. I'm like, man, the Cowboys, they can't even lose fly. They always got to lose on some bullshit. And what do the Commanders say? Hold my damn beer. These fools can't make an extra point.
And they miss the extra point. Also, shout out to my man who got the onside kick and ran it back. I'd have ran that bitch into. How many times you gonna get to score in the NFL? Hell yeah, boy. Run that joint back.
Why the fuck would he run that back?
Nope. Hell no, dog. You already like, how many games have you won? 3? Nah, I'm doing this. I'm stunting.
Talk to me about where you think the Commanders go from here, because that's one of those losses that I feel like would leave me dumbfounded.
Yes, I think that's the kind of loss that ruins a season.
No, it's too early because that's their first real loss like that.
But and also, so if you're a Commanders fan, here's how you justify it. We won against the Bears on a Hail Mary on a luck play. We lost on a luck play. I even out in the wash. Let's move forward. That's how I would look at it.
Can you take it away?
Yeah, right. Like that's how I would look at it. Let's see their schedule. Now I want to see who they play. So they got the Titans on Sunday at home, the Saints, the Eagles, the Falcons, and the Cowboys again. So yeah, I would look at it as
Green Bay. Take notes, because remember we got one off like that. We won a game like that.
So
take notes, because God give it, He take it away.
Achille, I'm going to be one of the people that say Mike McCarthy does not get fired this year.
Oh, so you believe that rumor that came out this morning?
What rumor?
So I'm hooping this morning. You know, I live on the West Coast. I'm hooping this morning. I get a notification that said there's a rumor going around that Jerry Jones might not be quick to fire Mike McCarthy, and instead might give him a contract extension, saying that basically Mike McCarthy's a Super Bowl winning coach. He has good ideas.
Yep. He lost Dak. That's his go. Like I lost Dak. I deserve a contract extension. And he beat the Commanders. Don't let him win 2 more games. Don't let him win a couple more. I think he might. I'm not. If we had to put a percentage on it,
oh my God.
There's a 42% chance Mike McCarthy is back next year as the Cowboys.
They're going to keep him.
Like if you can go on FanDuel right now and the odds were like plus 300 that he stays, I would put $10 on that.
They're going to keep him.
They're going to keep him.
You know why? Because I feel like deep down, Jerry knows it's going to be a hard sell to bring someone that wants to coach you. That's the thing. Everybody thinks that Cowboys job is so like that. I don't think it is.
You have to, and this is the same thing in Philadelphia. You have to find someone who is okay with someone meddling who usually isn't in the, like if you take the Cowboys job, you have to accept that Jerry Jones is going to meddle. He's going to do it publicly. Like if you take the Eagles job, you have to understand that Howie Roseman is going to tell you what to do. Like same thing. Like it's the same kind of thing. So like if Bill Belichick takes the job.
Whoa. Run that by me again. Tell me more. Howie. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, like Howie has more control in the organization than people realize. Yeah. He told Nick to hire Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. Like that wasn't a Nick thing. That was Howie.
All right. Talk to me about you're closer with the
yeah, so why do you think the past couple of head coaches the Eagles have hired after Chip Kelly have been kind of nobodies looking for their first shot? Like the Eagles are like the UVA for D2 coaches.
Where did Nick come from before?
He was the OC, or he was on the staff in Indianapolis.
Okay, with Chuck Pagano or something.
Yeah, something like that. And he was like the last interview. Like they just wanted to talk to him on a whim. And they're like, yeah, he's cool. Same with Doug Peterson, right? Doug used to be the backup there. He had never been a head coach before. Like you have to understand what comes when you. Same with the Cowboys. Like Jerry Jones is going to meddle, and he's going to meddle publicly. Why would Bill Belichick want to go to that foolishness? He don't want that shit.
That's true. Yo, shout out to Bill Belichick, because Bill Belichick just basically goes up there and says and confirms what I feel like a lot of fans think about some of these organizations behind closed doors. He can't publicly say it. He's not going to listen. If you heard Bill Belichick go up there and talk about the Jets, Bill Belichick and Michael Lombardi, if you've ever heard Michael Lombardi talk as well. If you ever heard them talk about the Jets, that confirmed all I need to know, that is an organizational thing. They will never be good until organizationally. Michael Lombardi was like straight up like, yo, the Jets are a mess. Woody Johnson, this is a mess.
That's another thing though, right? Like same for whoever gets the Jets job. Well, Woody Johnson might be gone for 4 years. He might be an ambassador for the U.S. So he might be gone. So he might be all right. But usually Robert Saleh, he was a defensive coordinator. Like
I think wasn't that's even a talking point. It's actually kind of fucking hilarious.
What, that he's going to be gone because he's going to be an
like a whole fan base out here is like, yo, listen, this is how sick in the world. This is how sick sports is. There's a group of people out here that went to voting booths.
Yep.
Voting for a particular person in hopes that when this particular person won, that he would make Woody Johnson an ambassador again. So this motherfucker would get so far away from the Jets that they could potentially contend. Sports is a mental illness, people. What?
That's hilarious. And that's why we love it.
Fuck feminine reproductive rights. The Jets got to win a Super Bowl soon.
The Jets just got to compete. They just got to be the Dolphins. We got to beat Tua Tagovailoa.
Someone went to the there is a New York Jets fan that went to the voting booths with Josh Allen in mind and said, "No, I can't take. I
can't do this again. I can't do this anymore."
What a fucking stick. Listen,
it's funny.
What do you think Roger Goodell does? Not like in his office. I'm saying at some point Roger Goodell got to say, "Yo, y'all can't keep hiring and firing these damn coaches."
Well, who got to listen to Roger? They pay him.
I would say it would take one good lawsuit, but Brian Flores is already trying to get his
I was about to say Brian Flores has already tried to do that, and they said, even if you in the binge, you still Say what?
We don't know the update on that.
Nah, I haven't. Everyone keeps telling he gonna be a head coach. No, he's not. No one is gonna hire that man to be a head coach.
Same reason Brian Flores won't be a head coach again. Same reason why a lot of people I think are going to look at Aubrey a little bit differently going forward.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's not Drake. He is Aubrey. I don't know who Drake is. So what happens when Daniel Jones joins the 49ers and leads them to the playoffs? Because that feels like that's what needs to happen. How long is Brock Purdy out?
I'm not sure. Not sure how long he's out. Daniel Jones wants to start.
No, he wants to go to a playoff team. He ain't starting on no play. I think I've read Minnesota was one of the places he's interested in.
And Baltimore was the other.
Yeah.
Baltimore don't like white quarterbacks. So
no. Yeah. Over. If you have a black quarterback, you got to have a black backup or a white quarterback that's so bad the people know not to ask for them. Like ain't nobody asking for Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
No matter how bad Jalen plays, ain't nobody asking for Kenny Pickett.
Or Carson Wentz.
Right. Ain't no asking for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like Daniel Jones in San Francisco just feels right. You don't think so?
Because here's what happens. Let's put our GM hats on.
Let's do it.
You are, what's my name? John Lynch? John Lynch. Last year you were in the Super Bowl. You brought majority of that team back with the mindset of, we win one this year. Then we pay our quarterback in the offseason, and then we more than likely trade a Debo who has a Super Bowl ring, who at that point will just want to ride off with his last 3-4 years off in the sunset.
Yep.
Right? That's John Lynch. Bring this team back. Let's win a Super Bowl. Pay quarterback, likely have to trade a wide receiver to do it. You come into this season, your best offensive player has tendonitis in his Achilles.
Yep.
This is half the season. Y'all start off mad shaky. You lost players on defense, lost some players to free agency, lost some players to regression.
A lot of injuries.
Games, the games that you won last year, you're losing this year.
Yep.
You are at the bottom of your division. I don't think they've won a divisional game yet. Your starting QB is hurt. So while doing that, you were looking at the market, the end of the season market, knowing there are going to be head coaches, GMs. You already know the playoff chances, shaky. But bringing this team back that you brought back thinking that was going to win a Super Bowl, dead.
Yeah.
Dead. You'd 100% chance that this team looks 100% different next year.
Yes.
Wait, we tracking, right? You tracking with me?
Yeah.
So we're at the end of the season. You're looking at the market and landscape of the team. And you also got to think about what happens if and when you sign Daniel Jones, both internally and what it's going to cost you if and when next year he doesn't sign. Because you're not going to get what's the picks called?
A comp pick?
You're not getting a comp pick back if he signs anywhere else. I found that out today. Adam Schefter. Right. So let's say if you're Sanford John Lynch, you bring him in. Now, Brock Purdy's agent's calling you. Yo, my client was only supposed to miss a week or two. Why are you guys signing Daniel Jones? When you guys are supposed to be paying my client this offseason, what type of message is that sending to my client and the team that you guys are bringing in a proven starter who's been to the playoffs X amount of years in the postseason in a system where all you need is someone to read? What are you trying to say? You're trying to bring someone in on a vet minimum so you don't have to pay my client so you can try to keep this team together?
And John Lynch would be like, yep, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's the right move.
And so then when you want my client to take a hometown discount, and he reminds you that you signed Daniel Jones,
that's your discount.
That's your discount.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't think this happened. Minnesota, it makes sense. JJ McCarthy hurt. Sam Darnold be Sam. Sam Darnold be Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold about to earn himself a contract with New Orleans. He about to be the new Derek Carr.
No. Why would you leave Minnesota?
Well, because JJ McCarthy's coming back. Yeah, he'll just go back to being the backup. But if a team comes with a starting job, you don't think he'll take it?
He has a starting job. Yo, dog, listen, he's throwing to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson with Kevin O'Connell calling the plays.
That's true. But if he can make more money and be a starter somewhere else, do you think he takes it?
Why wouldn't? Or Minnesota could just pay him.
Why would they?
And it's Sam Darnold. It's like, yo, dog, Minnesota's going to give him a good enough offer. But I feel like Minnesota can also go to him and say, Sam.
But if Sam has the chance to start, do you think he takes it?
I think where he's at is the place. I really don't think the Vikings are going to be in a rush to get JJ McCarthy out there. Like, I think they are really going to let him sit and wait. Fresh off an ACL injury, you're not rushing him back out there.
I agree with Achilles.
I think the Vikings is the Bucks for Sam Darnold.
Or if like Cleveland calls.
No.
You don't think if he has a chance to start, you think he's like, no, I think I'll be the backup here?
That's it. He is going to Sam Darnold is not going to not start. What makes you think they're just going to bench Sam Darnold when he's just been there?
McCarthy comes back.
Yo, okay. I need y'all to understand. Yo, JJ McCarthy's going to sit for at least a year. At least another year.
So you think he doesn't play next year either?
No, not like that. Not unless Sam Darnold gets hurt.
That's an interesting take. I'm not. If
He's
that's
played.
the
Listen,
case,
he has. Yo, look at the team. You're looking at a team that's 8-2.
but that team is JJ McCarthy's team. Like Sam Darnold's just a placeholder.
Yeah. I,
If
he
Sam
might be.
Darnold,
What if
if
he's a
Sam
3 year,
Darnold gets it,
3 or 4 year placeholder? How many more years you think Sam Darnold got in him?
enough for one more big contract.
4
Sam Darnold's
years?
not that. Sam Darnold's not that old.
Y'all crazy.
Sam Darnold's 27.
And y'all really think JJ McCarthy gonna be like that?
He's not, but they didn't draft him that high to sit him behind Sam Darnold.
And from a player standpoint, we not playing this well with Sam Darnold to start tanking just because y'all used a draft pick on him.
That's not how this business works.
Well, I'm telling you how players think. They play in to win. So you put the best guy out there, not the guy just because you got some draft capital and don't want to pay him.
Kevin O'Connell didn't put his job on the line to sit JJ McCarthy.
How crazy, man. Not crazy. What do you think about the Thanksgiving slate of games? Bears versus Lions. Oh my God, yo. Okay, Giants versus Cowboys.
Yeah.
What are we
Snooze
doing?
fest.
America's
Snooze
gonna watch.
fest.
Yeah, go ahead.
Snooze fest. I'm taking a nap.
Listen, I feel like America is gonna be watching that laughing.
America's going to eat dinner from 4 to 7.
You're right. You're right, because the real game starts right around 5 p.m. Pacific.
That's
8
right.
p.m. Eastern. Dolphins come to Lambeau Field. I feel like this is a big game for both teams.
Oh, yeah. This is a chance for Tua to get back on track. Like, they can. Like, Miami isn't out of it.
Yeah.
And y'all need to keep pace with Detroit because Detroit is going to beat the piss. Who Detroit plays Thursday?
They play Chicago.
This is a division game. I am going to.
Can the Bears do Minnesota and Green Bay a solid?
And Philadelphia.
Like, there's like 3 or 4 teams that just needs somebody. Yo, they're a fucking freight train. They're a freight train. The Lions are a freight train, yo. It's not fair. It's some bullshit. Come on, when you be watching them, you be like, God damn,
how do you stop this? That's what I be thinking. What do you stop? All right, man. We're gonna put everything to stop Gibbs in Montgomery. Well, all right, we got Jameson, Amon-Ra,
Tim Patrick,
Sam Laporta. Like, what the fuck, man? All right, well, we're gonna stop the pass. Oh, all right, here come David Montgomery running full speed.
You know what? Here's what makes me more mad. The Packers outgained them, and for the most part of that game, outplayed them. They just made way less mistakes and beat us.
Yeah, that's good coaching. Let me ask you a question, because this has been a conversation, and this might be a little off topic. Jason Kelsey's like, why does Nick Sirianni get so much hate when Dan Campbell does the same thing that Nick Sirianni does?
Oh, listen, it was a conversation in one of my group chats this morning. Somebody was like, yo, I'm calling it right now. The Lions are going to lose a playoff game basically the same way they did last year. Because remember what happened?
Dan. Yeah. Dan making stupid decisions. Like, why does he get a pass and Nick doesn't?
Because a lot of times, because you know what, Nick didn't come out saying he was biting kneecaps. He ain't come out.
Nick has been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but hey, he said he was going to come out biting kneecaps.
And listen, I like Dan Campbell.
I did say Sam Laporta, by the way. Bam.
I did say Sam Laporta.
Yeah. Nobody think of damn Khalif Raymond. Listen,
Bears.
I really think the Packers can beat the Lions. I need the Bears to do a solid. Here's the funny part. We all got to play each other again. And I think the Bears and the Lions got to play each other twice.
Perfect. I need the Lions to lose at least 3. It's not gonna happen, but I need it.
Why?
So the Eagles can get the 1 seed and the playoffs run through the link.
Talk to me through the Eagles' last couple games again.
So they have Baltimore this week, then Carolina, then Pittsburgh, then the NFC East. So the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Commanders. I forgot the order. I think the Giants are the last game of the year. And they're in two, they're at Baltimore, and then I think they have to go to DC. Those are the last two. Those are the only two road games. Everything else is at home.
Trying to think outside of like the Pittsburgh and Baltimore game. I'm trying to think about what's going to be the game that has.
Oh, it's the Carolina game. It's because it's Baltimore, Carolina, Pittsburgh. It's the Carolina game. 100%.
No, listen. They almost beat Kansas City.
That's what I'm saying. It's the Carolina, like especially if they lose to Baltimore, because if they split,
They play at the link.
Yes. So they played the Panthers at home, but if they lose to Baltimore, like you got to split between Baltimore and Pittsburgh and win out to even think about the 1 seed. So if you lose to Baltimore and you start getting a little antsy, think about Pittsburgh. I can 100% see Carolina beating them. 100%. It would not shock me 2 weeks from now if we come on here saying, how did it happen?
What if y'all lose to one of the teams in the NFC East?
I could see that too. Like the division games are wonky. I could totally see them losing to the Commanders in DC. 100%.
Here's my thing. If y'all lose to the Giants, that is when the jokes really got. You can lose to anyone else
but the
on that schedule.
If well, it depends though, right?
This Tampa Bay.
Well, it depends though. Like if they have the 1 seed wrapped up and they lose to the Giants, who cares? But I doubt the one seed is going to be in play till the end of the year. Like Detroit's going to have to really pull some stinkers to lose the 1 seed.
Listen, calling them first. I think the Packers will get one on the Lions.
Okay.
I think they're gonna get one. We're gonna
who's the other elf of the Lions?
We're gonna get one on the Lions because we're gonna be pissed off about that game in Detroit. I don't like how the Lions listen. They're a freight train, but I don't like how they be walking around. I don't like the way
you don't like a confident Lions fan.
Nah. I don't like how they walking and talking.
Achilles said Dan learned from his mistakes. I don't know. Dan Campbell is very proud that he's extremely aggressive.
I think here's what I think. I think the Lions are going to because they play us and the Vikings one more time each.
Yeah, I need them L's. I need them L's.
I think they're going to split between us and the Lions in the second game.
If the 1 seed goes through Philadelphia, good night. See you in New Orleans, baby. Because ain't nobody beating the Eagles at the link. That ain't happening. No, sir.
You know what? I need the 1 seed to run through Green Bay. I need y'all to start these games. Because here's the problem. I don't want the playoffs to have to go through the link, but I also don't want Jared Goff to only be in a dome this entire playoff run. He got to be outside with
He got to be outside. Bring his ass to Philly. He can get his ass kicked like everybody else.
And I think that's why the Lions keep trying to run up the score on everyone because they know. I ain't gonna say it.
Go ahead, say it. Ain't no Lions fans here except Bam, and you don't care about his feelings any other time. Well, like Bam is a Lions-Ravens fan, which is kind of weird.
I feel like Dan Campbell knows his team don't play the best in the cold weather. He can put all that bravado on all he wants.
100%.
But they some pretty boys in Detroit. I don't think they want to come to the frozen tundra and really get down. And
I'll say Penei Sewell is one of them boys.
Tell him to do it in the frozen tundra, not in the cold slush. I'm talking about 2 degrees outside.
I think he one of them boys.
Yeah, we gonna see. In the playoffs, maybe.
All right. Looks like the street's itching to talk some fantasy.
We already here. Fantasy. Listen. All money in. We're here. Final 2 weeks. I probably could have punched my ticket to the playoffs with a win this week because so many people lost. But nonetheless, here we are. My 3-game losing streak has ended. And now I sit here 6-6, still with the advantage on the 6 seed, Danny.
Yep.
Still with the advantage on the 6 seed. Essentially, here's what it's going to take. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. The 2 seed is still in play for both of us as well.
It is. It's going to take an act of God.
We just need some people to lose. You need me to win because I play Greg. You need someone to beat Rojo. You need someone to beat Jason.
Well, I'm playing Jason, so I need to beat Jason.
You need to beat Jason, and then you need here's the funny thing. You need your guy Bam to beat Rojo.
This league
That
is so
happens,
fun.
then if that happens, then the 2 seed's wide open. And if I beat if I beat Greg, because Greg is the 5 seed, be honest with you, I think I would probably move into the. I can move up.
This league is so much fun.
I
This
would have
league brings me so much joy.
I feel like in order for me to get the 2 seed, I would have to outscore your cousin Rojo and Kyle by a significant amount. I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, right now I'm just trying to.
I'm trying to get myself in.
Clinch it.
Here we are. I mean, 2 games left. Who are your last 2 games?
So Jason, and then who is next week? I have Jason this week, and then week 14. Come on, load. There we go. I got MVC again. That mug, he ain't showed up all. Like I said, when Terry McLaurin scored that touchdown, I said, this man gonna beat me. And that was the difference. That's all right. Go a little quick 2-game win streak, and then we get cracking.
Listen, you need me to lose a game because you.
I'm just focused on winning. I ain't worried about no other scenario. I need to win.
True. Control what you can control.
I ain't looking at none of that. I need to win.
Your last 2 games are against
Jason this week, and then I got my rematch against MVC next week, and then it's the playoffs.
It's funny. I played 2 playoff teams to end the season. So, Greg and my guy Bam.
Like I need Devontae to come back healthy. I need dog. Like the Cortland Sutton trade for me was everything I wanted it to be, but now the other parts of the roster are fucking it up.
You mess up the team chemistry in the locker room.
Like if like the other people can get healthy, because David Montgomery left that game early, he was questionable to return. Like Cortland Sutton was the piece. Like he is everything. He is the consistency in the flex spot that I have been looking for.
So here's the thing. This win is big. I need this week because I'm looking ahead at week 14. The Ravens and the Commanders are on a bye. So they have without Lamar Jackson.
So let me ask you a question, because Kyle mentioned trades. I offered this trade to Craig.
I got Saquon this week. That's the only reason why I lost. I put up 150 points.
That's crazy.
Saquon scored 51 himself. I lost by 20. You do the math. 28.
Can I ask you a question about this trade that I offered Greg? So Greg has been looking for a running back. Greg messaged me and said, what do you want for James Conner? And I said, any trade for any player is going to have to be built around Puka Nacua. So here's what I offered him. I offered him James Conner, Devontae Smith, and a 3rd-round pick for Puka and a 2nd-round pick next year.
When did you offer him this?
2 days ago.
Well, it's null and void now.
No, yeah. He said no. Like he rejected it.
Oh, what are my thoughts?
Yes.
I don't know if I would have done that deal, but that's mostly because it's Greg. I'm not trading with Greg.
Yeah, that's because anyone else, I would have been negotiating. I said, Greg, this is the only offer I got.
That loss to you is
by like 2 points, by 0.2.
Yeah, man.
But you still might get in.
I could be in the playoffs right now without that BS.
Like, and Kelly, I think we're all on the same page. But was that a fair offer to Greg? Because I feel like if it was somebody else, I might have turned that third into a second or taken that second off of him.
I think I'd want. I'm with him though. I'm with. I think I'd want the Puka side of the deal.
Yeah, I would have got Puka. I would have got Puka.
All right, breaking. I don't know if you want to talk about college football quite yet, but they just released the new updated rankings.
All right, let's wrap this fantasy up, then we can go to that. Did you have any trades on the table that were denied?
No, I mean, outside of Akili and our first and second round picks in that debate, I really wasn't. Listen, I'm really happy with where I was able to trade for in this in this league with this team. Right now, this starting lineup. Listen, last week the Bills were on a bye,
Yeah.
so I wasn't able. You know what I mean? But now that Josh Allen back, just listen. This is what I think my playoff lineup is going to be. Josh Allen, Devon Achane, Chase Brown, D Hop, Malik Neighbors, Jonnu Smith, Mike Evans, Khalil Shakir, Jacoby Myers, first man off the bench, Jamison Williams. Second man off the bench, Ramondre Stevenson.
That's a decent. I'll
That's
go to
a
my line. I'll go to my lineup. But did you want to hear the Hail Mary trade I tried to make with Jason the other day?
what?
He said no to this. So I would have gotten Justin Jefferson in a 2027 second round pick. He would have gotten Devontae Smith, my first round pick this year, and my first round pick next year.
I don't know. I would need maybe about add two more first round picks.
Shit.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas high. Akili, Greg tried to give me DK for a first, and I told him get the fuck out of my face. I was interested in DK. He was like, "Yeah, first. Get out of here. You
Greg
smoking
wanted,
rocks."
Greg wanted DK for a second. Oh my gosh. Is he really that bad of a trader? Jalen Rose is inside the NBA right now. Just FYI.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can go find, and then I'll read my roster, and then we can go to the college football. Okay, we never. I don't think I made an official offer for DK, but I'm 90% sure. He was like, "Yeah, I need a first for DK," and I was like, "Dog, get out of my face." All right, so here's on my roster for a potential playoff run. Jalen, fine with Jalen. James Conner, David Montgomery. David Montgomery
He wanted them.
he wanted him. Marvin Harrison, kind of disappointing rookie year. He's had his moments. Devontae is very, if he's off 1 week, the next week he's giving you 20. Dalton Kincaid, Cortland Sutton, flex. Tony Pollard has been another great one for me. Dallas Goedert is my tight end. First person off the bench is Christian Watson. I need to put Xavier McKinney back in while I'm talking.
Yeah, he don't.
Yeah, it's Christian Watson.
Listen, Ronald Isley's tax returns, they might get done this weekend.
All right. Everyone keeps making fun of him.
Yeah,
It's crazy how
this weekend. This line might get done up this week. Let me stop.
It's crazy. A whole bunch of losers talking to me about what it's like to win. That's crazy. Achilles, was it you who wanted a first for decaf?
You don't think DK is worth a first?
No, I don't. Was that you? It was you, Achilles. I'm getting you confused with Greg. DK not worth a first. To me. But I'm gonna get my hands on Jamar Chase, Achilles. It's gonna happen.
So I think coming into this season, if I'm able to really make the playoffs in this league in particular, I'll be real proud of this team just off the rebuilding efforts. Last year we were in the consolation tournament. Well, we were in the consolation tournament, came in fourth, but thanks to Bam's great efforts. Thanks to my guy Bam's great efforts.
You got number 2.
I got number 2. Malik Neighbors has been exactly what we need. And then I just built around him. Went out and got, think about this offseason. Jamison Williams, Josh Allen, came into the season, got Khalil Shakir, Jacoby Myers. I don't know, man. This team, they have something. You know what I mean? They might have something. This Chase Brown hasn't been too bad. I like where he's taking the culture.
This year,
How many leagues you're in again? You said you were in
three.
4.
Three. I'm in 3.
I'm in 9, and believe it or not, there is a world. It's. I still have a possibility to make the playoffs in 9 of them. Some of
I'm
them
out of the
I just have to
playoffs.
clinch it in like 1. So I'm waiting. So I've already clinched the playoffs in 1 league, and then so I have 8 more leagues where I still the possibility of making the playoffs is very much there.
Yeah, I've clinched in 1 league. I'm not making it in the redraft league. I'm just trying to avoid Jodeci, which I feel like one more win and one more loss for him, and he has secured the worst record in the league. That's all
I
I'm
think,
worried about.
I think he's already there, but
No, I think I have to win one more. He has to lose one more because there are only 2 weeks left, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he's only was he? Hold on. Yeah, is he 3 up in the loss column? I thought he was only 2. Oh yeah, he's 3 up in the loss column. He's locked in the worst record. All right, whatever. Never mind. But I made the playoffs in that league, and I couldn't make it in this league, so potentially 2 out of 3.
Listen, could you? I don't know what I would say if I end up making the playoff. I don't think I end up making the playoffs in 9 leagues. My goal is right around 5, 6. Because that's
Well,
50.
here's what I'll say: if I make the playoffs with that schedule that the Eagles have at the end, it's gonna be like the first year. We going on a run. If I make it,
Kyle
and
is in 2 out of 18.
damn, Kyle, 18 leagues. Good lord.
Double the amount of mine. And I thought this 9 was a lot.
Good lord.
College football.
Let's do it.
So hold on. The updated rankings. Number 1, Oregon. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, Texas. Number 4, Penn State. They remain atop the ranking, so they would get the bye. So here we go. So the way the seedings are looking like right now. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm typing this out. So the buys are what? Oregon.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'll read it out if you want to type it in. So your buys are Oregon, Texas, Boise, Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 is Miami, 4 is Boise.
Mm-hmm.
Your 8-9 matchup, Georgia's 8, Tennessee is 9. Your 7-10.
They have UT versus Georgia.
They have UT versus Georgia right now, 8-9. The winner of that game will go on to play Oregon. The 5-12 is Ohio State and Arizona State. The winner of that will go play Boise.
So they have Arizona State in now.
Yeah, Arizona's at 12. The 6-11, Penn State is 6. Indiana is 11. So that's another Big Ten rematch. The winner of that game will go play Miami.
Man, Miami.
And then the 7-10 matchup is Notre Dame versus SMU. The winner of that game would go play Texas.
Wow, that's 7-10.
Yeah, that's 7-10.
Here's the crazy part. I think Notre Dame would get drugged in their own building.
I do too. Here's another thing. Ohio State.
Man,
you better hope. Like Ohio State, like this is what you want if you're Ohio State. This is what you want. You get Arizona State at home, and then you play Boise on a neutral field, and then you'll see Oregon again.
Yeah, 3rd time's the charm.
Yeah, like that. That's what if I'm Ohio State, that's perfect. And if you're Texas, also in a good spot. You get the winner of SMU Notre Dame, and then you probably get Miami. I'll take my shot. I'll take my chances.
Wow. What are your thoughts on them keeping Indiana in at 11? So they only dropped what? They were 6.
I think it's out of respect, but I don't think because Indiana, Oregon's already clinched their Big 12 appearance in the Big 10, excuse me. So they're in the Big 10 championship, and I believe if Ohio State wins this weekend against Michigan, they'll punch their ticket to be on the other half.
So so the committee is saying right now that based off this rankings, they only like 3 SEC schools, 1, 2, 3, what,
Yeah.
4 Big 10 schools. Wait, Miami, no, Oregon, Indiana, Penn State, Ohio State. That's 4.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 ACC schools, which is big for the ACC.
Nah, who's the other ACC school?
SMU.
Yeah, SMU. Who's the other? Oh, Miami. Yeah, my bad. Yep, SMU, Miami. And then you got Notre Dame. And then Arizona State's in the Pac-12, right?
Arizona State's in the Big 12. So that's one Big 12. So now you got all P4 schools represented. So they're basically saying, what they're basically saying is that the runner-up in the Big 10, which would be Ohio State, would play the winner of the Big 12, which is Arizona State.
Yeah. Which, okay. Hopefully it's not Indiana.
If you think about it, I think what the committee is saying is 12 and 4 is interchangeable. They're basically saying whoever loses between Ohio State and Oregon is 1 or 5, and Boise and Arizona State, that winner is just going to flip flop. I feel it because if you think about it, well, that's what I'm gonna say based off these rankings.
Well, and if Arizona State is in at 9-2, then a 2-loss SEC team is a lock. Georgia's a lock then.
I think so.
Yeah, Georgia. If you're gonna let it, yeah, then
because
2 losses in SEC.
Georgia's already in the SEC championship game, so they're playing the winner of A&M and Texas. So in Georgia,
Texas hasn't clinched it.
They have to win versus A&M.
Really?
The winner of that game goes on to face Georgia. So here's the scenario then. If because A&M is 20, Ole Miss is 14. Wow.
Well, if Texas loses, then you would flip Texas and Georgia then, right? Like if Texas loses to A&M this weekend, you wouldn't keep them. You wouldn't keep them at number 2, would you?
No, you would.
Well, who did Georgia lose to? Georgia lost to Bama,
Ole Miss,
and Ole Miss, and who has Texas lost to?
Georgia.
Okay, so they both have a common loss to Georgia. I guess what's more egregious, losing to A&M or losing to Ole Miss? And is it in Texas or is it in A&M?
Georgia wins versus, let's just say Georgia plays A&M in the championship game and they win, and Texas can say that their 2 losses are against both representatives of that.
Yeah. Like I think Texas is just where. Like, are they going to be 2? They're going to fall to 9 where Georgia is. Because if you don't make the conference championship game, there's no way you should be ranked over someone that did make it into the conference championship game. That's a hard argument to make.
Well, it seems like they're putting emphasis on people making conference championship games, and that's
why that's what I'm saying. So if Texas loses to A&M, where do you put Texas? Do you just flip flop them in Georgia? Because there's no way you can keep Georgia out. You can take a bye from Georgia if they make the conference championship game and Texas doesn't.
And listen, poor Arizona State. if it were to end today, poor Arizona State.
Yeah, like I said, if you're Ohio State, you want to stay right where you are. That's fine. But then again, if you beat Oregon, you might get the bye. I don't know if you would, though, because you'd still be... No, you'd still be a 1-loss team. So both you'd be 1-loss teams. You beat them.
You know what? Hot take. I think we should make all these games up to the semifinals home games for these programs and give the bowl games back to the respective conferences.
Really? I kind of like that the bowl games have a little extra juice to them.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's like we're using the quarterfinals. It's the quarterfinals and semifinals, right?
Yeah.
The New
Like
Year's Six.
I think it's kind of cool that the Rose Bowl is a playoff game. Like it just makes a little.
Okay.
Like I just remember the Rose Bowl when it was the national championship game with Texas USC, right? Like it was just the perfect game.
But it's just like the benefit of having a bye is you don't get. I mean, the disadvantage of having a bye is you don't get a home playoff game. So
That's
Oregon,
true.
they got to travel all the way down to Southern Cal for the Rose Bowl,
That's true. Now that's a good point.
and Boise's got to go all the way to the Fiesta Bowl probably. Miami's got to go to the Orange Bowl, so that's a home game because the Orange Bowl is always played at Hard Rock anyway. So whatever. And then Texas got to go to where?
Atlanta, because they get the peach, not the Peach Bowl. What's the Chick-fil-A one?
Peach Bowl.
Yeah, Peach Bowl. Yeah, that usually goes to the SEC. Talk. Remember when they made the Huskies fly all the way to Atlanta to play? Was it Bama or Georgia? And they just beat the shit out of them. That was Sidney Jones' senior year at Washington.
And sent him right back packing. Let me ask you something. If the playoffs ended today, what do you think would be the most lopsided matchup? Do you think
Ohio State, Arizona State, 100%? Like Ohio State's in the driver's seat. Like that's money. I'll take the 5 seed.
I got hot take: Indiana, Penn State.
I'll to give a hotter one: SMU, Notre Dame.
Listen, you know where my fandom lies about SMU.
You know where my hatred lies for Notre Dame.
I missed that college football little dynasty I had with him too. I had to quit it because
old boy's getting on your nerves.
Man, you ever had someone that just irked your soul so much that just being around them?
Yes.
You had to just remove yourself because you were like you'd be thinking like some unholy stuff as a man of God, and you got to say to yourself, "Yo, dog,
no one should have that much control over me." Yes, I have been there.
And that's when you got to just take a step back and let it breathe, my brother.
That's right. You did the right thing.
Let it breathe, let it breathe, let it breathe. NBA wise, how you feeling about the Mavs? Anything?
I'm feeling better. Luka's out with a wrist sprain, I believe. They won last night. I think they're 2 or 3 games above 500. They can still make it to the knockout round of the NBA Cup. I think the Warriors have clinched whatever group they're in, but they can still make it to the knockout round. Right now, it's just about getting healthy, get Luka back. They've been playing great though without him. That's what Kyrie is for.
I'm still there getting them buckets, boy.
I'm still excited about this team. I just need to see them fully healthy and play together. Clay has been kind of up and down, but I think again. Last year was Clay's worst shooting season, and it was still better than 90% of the league best shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like Clay's worst season is still better than 90% of the shooters in the league's best season. So again, like that's what Clay is for. Clay is number 3. He might even be number 4 behind Derek Lively. He's not here to shoulder the offensive load. I just need 4 to 5 threes from you a night. That's it.
Have you seen some deficiencies in the lineup that you've seen other Western Conference teams start to go after? Like I felt pretty good about the Lakers, and then of course we played the Nuggets on Sunday and gave up like a 50-19 run, and I'm like, yo, it's always just this team.
For me, no, not yet. All the Mavericks' losses have been by 1 possession. Like they're losing by 3, they're losing by 2. Like at some point that's got to turn, right? You got to come back to the mean. You got to start splitting those games, or if not, winning more of those games. So I'm not like like that 4 or 5 game losing streak. Every game was lost by like 2 points, 3 points. So like the margin is so slim. It's not like they're getting blown out. So I'm not concerned just yet. They still have a great offense. They still have a great defense. I am not worried just yet.
Luka's like top 5 in scoring, ain't he?
No, I don't think so. Luka's kind of had a down year.
Define down year for Luka Doncic.
Like he's not top 3 in scoring. I think he's top 7. Hold on, let me look this up. Yeah, per game. Yeah, it's Giannis, LaMelo, AD, Jokic, SGA, Jason. Yeah, Luka's 8th in scoring.
Let's talk about Anthony Marshawn Davis.
Floor is yours.
Listen, I know you had a rough outing versus Jokic, and that's okay. He could be working on his 5th MVP straight if some goes
Yes.
that way. That white man is dangerous, and that's okay.
He is the most dangerous white man on the planet. And that's saying something.
But Anthony Marshawn Davis, see, Coach Reddick came in and said, we're going to run the offense through Anthony Davis. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I'm actually impressed with JJ.
Talk to me.
We like you can tell from the podcast, he has a mind for the game. Like he understands the X's and O's. For me, it's more the personalities that he's been able to balance. Now, granted, LeBron is diva-ish, and he could be passively aggressive, and it's only November. Like the season's only 6 weeks old. But from the looks of it, like I saw the video of Dalton Connect, like just walking up to him, like, "Yo, show me your shooting routine." And JJ is like, "Hell yeah, like let's go do it." Like that's dope. Like that's just really cool. Especially,
I think he sees a lot of himself in Connect 4.
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna pass the white man shooting role to you, young blood. Like, let's go do this. It's time to pass the mantle.
The what?
The white man shooter. There aren't that many in the league right now.
It's funny because we got 2 dangerous white men.
Who's the other one?
Austin Reeves.
No, he's not.
What are you talking? See, this is y'all. Don't try to downplay our white boy.
I am not trying to downplay him, but y'all overplay him. Like, but who's the white shooter in the NBA right now? Tyler Hero? That cannot stand.
Okay, first off, the mentioning of Tyler Hero. See that's that shit. What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. That cannot stand.
Wow.
Thank Kyle for stopping by. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Kyle. We can't bring up Tyler Hero in real ones conversations.
That's what I'm saying. Who is the white shooter in the NBA right now?
Dalton Connect. And
he ain't been playing long enough.
And
who is the white, like who is JJ Redick right now? Who?
Hans Wagner.
Who? Oh yeah, Orlando.
He gave us a game winner last week.
Is it Lloyd Marketing in Utah? Like who's the white shooter?
Wherever the Mormons are.
The NBA needs at least one white prominent shooter.
You think it's good for the game?
It's great for the game.
How does it push the culture forward when there's a white shooter, considering how many there are already in the world?
It gives other white shooters hope.
What?
It gives other white shooters who are playing basketball hope.
They don't need that much hope.
That it could be them. Yeah, but for real though, who's the white shooter? It's Tyler Hero. That can't stand.
He's not even nice like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, these white men are dangerous, and
What do you say, Alex Caruso?
Chet Holmgren?
Chet hurt.
You're right.
NBA needs a prominent white shooter.
We got to get him.
We got to get him. They got to be Dog Connect. They got to be him.
Listen, the NFL, they got to do something. I mean, the NBA got to do something about these white shooters. The NFL got to do something about this tush push. We got to.
Long live the tush push.
Here's the thing: we don't need more tush push. We need less.
Well, they haven't been able to run it a lot lately.
Why?
I love because they don't get in the short yardage anymore because the offenses just hand the ball to Saquon. He'll run 70 yards. Don't even worry about it.
Good. Except when you're playing against them.
If y'all hate the tush push that much, stop it. There's only one team that can really stop it consistently, and it's the Buccaneers. That's because they have Vita Vea, a Hall of Fame defensive tackle.
Vince Wilfork wouldn't have let that happen either.
No, he wouldn't, but he not playing, so who cares?
Yo, what's this I hear about people who say, and God rest his soul, Reggie White was kind of strange?
That would not shock me. Like most great defensive players
are
strange.
about Reggie White during his prime.
Say what?
What were some rumors about Reggie White doing his prime?
All I know is he was a preacher and he had the club. Like he come and he hit you with the forearm and say, "Excuse me," and he gonna make his move. But I feel like to be a defensive player, specifically a linebacker or a defensive lineman, to be great, you have to be crazy. Because most great secondary people are saying, like Charles Woodson is saying, Dion is arrogant, but he's not doing nothing crazy. I mean, Troy Polamalu was a little crazy. Ed Reed was a little crazy. Brian Dawkins was real crazy. Dog, what is it? My dog doing the most random thing right now? What are you doing? Dogs are weird. What are you doing, man? She lucky she just got a bad. Uh-oh.
So Reggie White was definitely very religious.
Yeah, his nickname was like the preacher, wasn't it? The Minister of Defense, that's what it is.
In 1998, while a veteran of the Green Bay Packers, the Wisconsin legislator invited ordained evangelical minister Reggie White to speak about urban renewal efforts in a recent trip to Israel.
Jesus.
CBS News states that White went off script and said, "Oh my God. Homosexuality is a sin, and the plight of gays and lesbians shouldn't be compared to that of blacks. Homosexuality is a decision, it's not a race, and people from different ethnic backgrounds live in this lifestyle, but people from different ethnic backgrounds are also liars and cheaters and malicious and backstabbing."
Jesus.
Goodness. Whoa.
Reggie, talk to us about how we can help people in the hood. Well, let me tell you something about them gay people.
And despite backlash to this controversial speech, he stood by his statements and instead thanked friends, family, and university professors for their positive messages about his speech.
Which means no one said anything to him about that speech. That's what you say when no one says anything. That's crazy.
How did he pass away?
Hopefully it wasn't under a rainbow. Reggie, how can we allocate these resources to help underdeveloped communities? Well, let me tell you something about gay people real quick. Good Lord. He died from health reasons, though, right? Yeah, I say probably heart issues.
What is that?
I think that's when you're well, Bam isn't here. He a paramedic. I think that's when your heart beats off beat. Like an irregular heartbeat. Because your heart is like do 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 do. But some hearts don't go at that beat and it's irregular and you can die from that.
This life is weird, I'll tell you.
It's thin, man. It's thin.
Help yourself, people. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
Can't even control it.
Listen, and don't be afraid to squabble up either.
Whoa.
Squabble up.
Whoa.
What are you talking about? Listen, come on, squabble.
I heard squabble and I heard gobble because Thanksgiving's in 2 days and I'm very excited for this turkey. So my mind's kind of all over the place.
Reincarnated. I was stargating.
TV off. Good Lord.
Hey. Listen, Drake. Come on, man. What we doing?
Aubrey. He is not Drake anymore. He is Aubrey.
What we doing?
We don't call you by your stage name when you go telling on people. You are Aubrey. When you start suing.
He said it was UMG though. He said UMG playing with him.
No, you were Aubrey. No, sir. No, we cannot let this fly.
What's funny is I remember, I think I went to Greece maybe like within a month of that record being out, and they played it in Greece. So
yes, you don't get to snitch and get accepted back in. You are Aubrey, and that's it.
He Jimmy? He back to being Jimmy now.
He close. We can go to Jimmy. Well, my dad's name is Jimmy, so I don't want to use that name disrespectfully.
They said he picked the perfect time to act like a Jew, and I was like, all right.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this.
I said, yo, y'all, we gotta relax.
Good
We gotta
Lord.
relax. That's what I said. I said, yeah, we gotta relax.
That's crazy. That's insane.
That's what I'm saying. But he picked an interesting day to show that white side of him.
He did. He heard that Kendrick album is like enough.
Did you see the video for Squabble Up?
No, I didn't.
You gotta watch it. I feel like he would
Okay.
appreciate it as a historian of Black culture.
Okay. Because Kendrick is still talking to him on this mixtape. Like he's not done.
I think Kendrick at a point now is saying, yo, dog, you're not even really Black for real. So let me show you what real like Blackness is.
And I feel like every project.
You're gonna see it.
All right, I'll watch it after this. And I feel like every project Kendrick drops from here on out, there's going to be something directed at Drake. It just has to be.
I think he got to let people know now that, listen, he going to put on for the city of LA. And by doing that, he's showing, when you put on for the city of LA, you really showcasing your Blackness. Listen, I will say, for my time living here on the West Coast and chit-chatting with some of my friends who are from California, some of the stuff now that Kendrick saying makes a little bit more sense. Listen,
Okay.
Growing up in LA apparently is very different than growing up in some other cities. So, same with like, I imagine people from New York say growing up in New York is different than any other city in America too. So, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Danny, let the good people know where they can find you at, my good brother.
You can find me on X for the foreseeable future, Danny Ocean 31. Same on Blue Sky. Having fun over there. It's nice. I don't see a bunch of, again, porn and Temu ads. It's real people. There aren't any bots.
I thought you said you like seeing a little ass on your timeline.
No, I never said that. Well, you were misquoting me. Oh, I think you're quoting Bam because I didn't say that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me at LosDMix. That is at LOSDEEMIX. Instagram, X, Twitter, Pinterest, SoundCloud, Mixcloud. Shoot. Hey, depending on which way Donnie take this country, maybe OnlyFans.
Oh, didn't I? Good luck. You ain't starting no OnlyFans.
Hey, listen, you never know. Listen, I went to the damn grocery store today. Come on, man. These groceries getting ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yo, for the same amount of money you can buy the chicken nuggets, you can buy a fresh pack of chicken tenderloins.
Yep.
So,
you know, people gonna just start going to Costco and getting a rotisserie. Because that's the only I'm serious. Like you laughing. I'm dead ass serious.
You gotta just go get the rotisserie.
The rotisserie at Costco, $5. You can get 4 meals by yourself. 2 meals. Like my wife and I can get a rotisserie chicken that lasts 2 nights.
You just walk into Costco, get the rotisserie. You don't need the membership.
It hasn't. No. You need a membership. I haven't gotten a Costco rotisserie in a long time. But I'm saying, like, as things get more expensive, that's gonna be the move.
Listen, I might need to go back to the rotisserie.
Hey man, high protein is a lot of salt. Yeah, but shit, man. $5, whole chicken, already cooked.
Listen.
Get you some mixed vegetables and some rice, and you can get 3-4 meals for under $6 a serving.
Yo, do you ever think about how this damn fool went up there and said, they're eating the dogs?
And people were like, yeah.
He said they're eating the dog. Listen, then maybe like 20 minutes later, Biden said something, yada yada. Yeah, President Trump, you have a response to that? Yeah, I don't really know what he says. I don't think
he know what he said. Funniest moment of the entire game. I don't know. He know what he said. That's the most authentic he's been since he's been a politician. I don't even know what he said.
Oh man.
Oh, buddy, the Bucks are choking this game away.
Listen, what was the score? They're still up 14.
No, they're up 8.
Oh,
it's 72-84.
Oh, excuse me. They scored 4 points because my score was 66-80.
Yeah, it's 82-74.
My TV's mad late. Here's the
Mm.
that's the one bad part about streaming.
Yeah, if you get caught, you get caught.
Yeah.
Follow us, Speak on Underscore Pod. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving.
Make sure y'all have a great Thanksgiving. And for the love of God, do not post your freaking plate on the internet. Y'all's mac and cheese be dry. Your turkey don't look like it's been well basted and what it needs to be. It doesn't look very oily. Your cornbread look like corn rocks. Your collard greens look like soup.
Hold on, he said corn rocks.
I mean, your green bean casserole.
Throw it in the trash.
White. I'm just not. Listen, don't post your food. Some of y'all are eating peas and Kraft mac and cheese for Thanksgiving dinner.
And there's nothing wrong with that if that is your skill level.
There's a lot wrong with that.
Okay.
Go find God and go to the Chinese restaurant.
Hey, let me tell you something. The Costco mac and cheese, elite.
I wanted to make some baked beans. My girl said she's not a baked bean person. Good, because I would have to do it. My grandmother taught me you got to fry the beef. You got to put the two different baked beans.
How many toilets are in your home?
2.
Okay, never. Okay, she fine. Woo!
Yo, she said it was very black of me for wanting to fry some chicken instead of getting a Cornish hen. But I was like, I figure we can just fry some chicken and make it easy.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Or you can fry a turkey. You can fry like a turkey breast.
Oh, we not frying no turkey.
I said a turkey breast, not a whole turkey. I don't know how you fry a turkey breast though.
You ain't deep frying a turkey?
No, I smoke my turkeys. Now, I have seen people who smoke and deep fry. I'm flirting with that. I'm starting to think about that for next year.
What do you deep fry these? What do you smoke it in?
I smoke it in. It's called a Weber Smoky Mountain. It's people call it a bullet smoker. It's big and it's round. Yeah, just look up Weber Smoky Mountain.
Instantly popped up. Let's see.
Yeah, mine's a 17 and a half because they're different sizes. It's like a 14, a 17 and a half, and a 22. Mine's the middle one, the 17 and a half.
Charcoal wood smoker?
Yep, that's it.
You make how much food do you make in here?
I usually use it when I'm smoking stuff. That I bring that out for I have a grill and then I have that. I bring that out for like bigger preemptive pause, like bigger pieces of protein, bigger pieces of meat.
Seriously, I gotta give me a grill. That's what I need. Well, we got community grills, but
don't use those because no one cleans them.
See, I got to get my own grill. A little small one for myself.
Yeah, you can. How much do you have? Like a balcony or a garage or anything?
I got both.
Yeah, so you could have like a just a traditional Weber kettle. That's what I have. That's my weekly grill. How big it is? It's like 22 or something like that. They come in different sizes. Like the Weber kettle's like the traditional American
charcoal.
Yeah.
You don't have the gas one?
I mean, you can get gas if you want. I'm a charcoal man. I do not like gas, but I understand gas is more convenient.
I like gas.
Yeah.
I used to have I had a homie who bought a grill back when I lived in a condo. Boy, I used to throw some steaks, chicken on there.
Yeah, you can get a 22 Weber kettle for $140.
Yeah, see, right.
They have some that's cheaper than that though, because I think they have a smaller size, like a 17. Yeah, here it is. Oh, the Jumbo Joe. Yeah, it's $99. Still the same size, but it's just lower. That's one I have. I have the cheapest one. It works just fine.
Might have to get back on the grill. Do you grill in the wintertime?
I grill every Sunday. Don't matter.
I like it. I'm gonna pick your brain on the grill, and I might be there.
I got you.
I might be like Hank Hill. Yep. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Go Pack Go. God bless America. And don't diss anybody if you're gonna sue.
That's true.
We out.